the thing. I'm originally from LA. I've been in Seattle 13 years. But when things are quiet, it makes me feel like something's about to go down. So you cannot be quiet. So what you can do during that is you can snap, you can clap, you can say words like the young kids are saying go off. You can say go off. You can say go off. Older folks say go on, I hear. And then in the 90s, we just said go, right? So anyway, so my name is Ebo Barton. I use they, them pronouns. If that's new to you, the way you use that is Ebo came to do the most amazing poetry you've ever seen. They were very attractive. I really wanted to give them $20, okay? So just in case that's new, shout out Merriam-Webster, the singular they is there now, so no excuses. All right, cool. Can I tell y'all about my father? Is that cool? Yeah. Awesome. It has been 14 years since I've seen you. Could not point you out in a crowd of 3. You left me twice. The first when I was 2, and the second when I was 14. It was as though you could not leave me enough. As though my infant brain could not remember the sudden absence of your screaming voice climbing the walls of all my future relationships. As though it was my fault. I've heard that you and I share features like a dinner I've been force-fed for as long as I can remember, but you won't even sit at the table with me. My memories of you include when I cut my foot at 3 years old and got 12 stitches. You said, I wrote my first poem at 6, a personification of a street sign I remembered how to spell. You reacted to it like, I got my heart broken for the first time when I was 14. A girl who could not understand my obsession with wanting to spend every lunch period together for a week. When she said we couldn't hang out anymore because I was weird, I went home to cry to. The day you left, the last words you said to me were, give these keys to your mother. And I said, and I've responded to you like this ever since. Are you proud? I learned something from you. Will you tell my ex-wife that I stayed 5 years too long? I was learning how to stay and not be my father's. Will you tell my friends that I don't know how to tell them how I'm feeling? Because, dear absent father, missing dad, the silent screaming and the gaping holes in my emotional inabilities, this is an obligatory letter to my biology that I will leave at the roots of a tree I can't even identify. What is the purpose of explaining who I am to you if you don't even recognize the miracle I've always been? I am, it feels like you should know this about me. Dear Dad, is it because I am 2 or 2 that you did not want me, but I still exist? I am so painfully permanent. I am such a miracle. Thank you. Thank you. I got one more for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that so much. I got one more for you. I'll make it quick. Thank y'all for being here and allowing me to be here with you during your work day of all days. Okay. You know that new store with all the construction that replaced that bakery, restaurant, boutique, coffee shop? Well, it's open, but it's a pet grocery. What is that? I don't know where they got the idea that people around here could afford groceries for their dog. Rocky eats Purina and leftovers. But ever since that new bus, train, trolley car, subway line, bike lane opened, everything has been water dripping from the electricity of the overhead wires. Like, why'd they take Uncle Keith's place and put in that new restaurant, bakery, bar that no one around here can even afford? It's like they are poking holes on our streets to see if we will leak from them. Every time they build, they rip at our seams, never give us a minute to mourn our holy open graves. They put up tombstones we can't afford to look at. You know, Thomas moved. They said his lease ended and the rent for his apartment rose like $300. So he moved 20 miles south or west or north or far away from here. He works part-time at the pet grocery now, says the commute is worth it. Got a 1-bedroom for the same price I'm paying for a studio with a broken heater my landlord is still waiting for me to pay for. It's like what we used to pay. It's like the only place that remembers us is too far to remember how to get back here. Painting all their new buildings colors we've been using in our artwork for years and calling it new and calling it right, making right angles of our cul-de-sac blocks. They call it cleaning up. Like we were the mess. They call us a dead end, but they're not calling this a dead end anymore. The city looks like an erector set of a child that wears a suit now, with a big office on the top floor of a building so high up, he has no idea that people still live here. Do you know that people still live here? We've been living here ever since you redlined the rest of the city. We are still living, even if you didn't expect us to. The other night, we were sitting on Union. A group of like 15 white people in little shorts were running, walking, biking down the street. Moni said it was a club, but they never used to want to be here at that time of night. Moni said that Union was never the street to be on after 6 p.m. and be rich and white. But now they're running on our block when the streetlights are on. They're running on our streets like they run our streets, being seen around here like they didn't used to avoid it. It's been so quiet here lately. The silence is so thick you could use dull blades to break it open. Find the pain in our backs from carrying the relics of what this used to be. Before we were worth saving. Before you tore down the boundary line, started putting up grand opening under new management, open for business as if we have always been closed, unrestrained, only open for surrender. They find our music to play in their coffee shops as if to remember us fondly. It is clear we are unwanted. It is not clear where we should go. Thank you all very much. Really appreciate it.